Hey everyone, it's Ron from Maxfield's Dream Antique Company, and I'm starting a new series called Antique Art Adventures on my YouTube channel. It's going to be about researching antique art mysteries and selling art also. So this is the first in that series, and it's going to be about this painting that I have. Had this for many years. I loved it. Paid up a little bit for it, and beautiful, sounds like a moonlit night scene with two figures in a canoe, or sort of rowboat. All right, let's take a look at the back. You can always tell more about a painting from the back. Very old art label there. Frame is pretty old too. It's an artist board. So there's also a potential connection between the potential painter of this and the most famous crime in American history. So, and I'll talk just a little bit about that later on. So, is this valuable and who painted it? Unsigned. And I have looked very carefully many times, front and back. It is not signed. So, and I've done a lot of research on it. But about a year ago, as image searching and Google Lens was getting better and better, I did it, one of my usual, just let me check it one more time kind of thing. And something came up. And this is it. A very similar scene. And this painting was identified as being by Franklin Harrison Miller. Okay, and here's his signature on that picture. I'm sorry about the quality of the pictures of this one I found on the internet. It wasn't a very clear image, and I cannot get a clearer image of it. So he was born in 1843, died in 1911, and died in the same house, although he did go to Paris and learned from other artists. Now, if this is a Franklin Harrison Miller painting, it would be by the person whose father built Lizzie Borden's family house in Fall River. So where like I said, he was born and died. So maybe more about that some other time. All right, what's the value of his painting? Some of the better ones, I think a pair sold for about $3,000, and I'll put that one up. There was another one of kittens here, went for about $850. Some have gone for like $1,000 or so. So is my painting of Franklin Harrison Miller? Let's take a close look at my painting and the one I found. We'll look at overall composition. So one more look here. And look at that one. It looks very similar in terms of the composition, the way it's set up, the scene. I wish I had a better close-up picture, clear, of the one on the internet that is by him. Because I can't really see the brush strokes like I can on this one. So now there's some possibilities. Why does this exist? Why does mine exist? One is that it was painted by a student of his. Very common, probably common now, common in the 19th century. And these artists would have students, and students would obviously, learn by copying their teacher's art. It could be painted by an amateur who happened to visit it on display somewhere when it was being shown or exhibited. Could be painted by an amateur who saw a picture of it. Now this is antique, and the other one, I don't have a date on when it was painted, but they're both, 19th century, early 20th at the latest. So it was painted around the same time. They were painted around the same time. Does that make sense? So the other possibility is that it was painted by Franklin Harrison Miller, but he painted it as a draft, or maybe he didn't like it and did a do-over, which would also explain why it's not signed. So how am I going to go about authenticating this? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is contact the Fall River Historical Society. They have 5 paintings of his, and there's a whole section if you look up Fall River Historical Society, and they have, some writing about him. So I'm going to contact them and see what they say, if they're willing to take the time to answer me back. So watch for the follow-up on this, and I'll give a report on if they responded to me and what they had to say.